We get a major update regarding Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson's injury, and this is exactly what fans want to hear. And an NHL insider reports more information on the Vancouver Canucks trade plans. We're going to break all this down and more later on this episode. But before we get into that, I just want to give a huge shout out to everyone that's subscribed. If you're not subscribed yet and you're part of the 71% and you want to be kept up to date on everything to do with the Vancouver Canucks, make sure to go down and hit that subscribe button. It's completely free and will keep you up to date on everything to do with the team. But with that, let's just hop straight into the first topic today, which should have Canucks fans fired up, and that is both Quinn Hughes and Elias Pettersson practicing today with the Vancouver Canucks in Montreal. Hughes working with PP1, but Pettersson sitting out special teams, so it looks like Quinn's closer to playing. Now, looking at this, Canucks fans should be ecstatic with the fact that we're finally going to get Captain Quinn and Petey back in this lineup after the Vancouver Canucks have struggled a little bit since both have came out. Now, we do get a quote from Rick Tocchet following the practice today, and he said, obviously you get a couple of star player guys like that, even practicing, it gives the guys juice, and they were excited to join the team. I would say it's day-to-day, a possibility for tomorrow. We'll see what 24 hours does, plus we want to make the right decision. So we'll take our time on this. We still have 24 hours before we make a decision. Now, seeing that Rick Tocchet said that this does seem like a day-to-day thing, and there is a possibility that even one or both could return to the game versus Montreal today or tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, is a huge jump for the Canucks getting back into the playoff race and to get back in the win column after being shut out by the Nashville Predators. Now, looking at this, getting Quinn back is going to be the biggest part in my mind, and that's no hate to Petey, but getting Quinn, the only, and it feels like the only puck mover on this blue line, is going to change everything. 34 games with the Canucks this year, 8 goals, 34 assists for 42 points, 109 shots. You can pause, you can work your way down, logging 25 minutes per game. This is an absolute workhorse and the most valuable player on the Vancouver Canucks and the best defenseman in the NHL, and I will stand by that. We've seen Quinn Hughes come off his Norris season last year, not missing a beat, and it looks like he's on his way to possibly winning yet another. Getting him back in this lineup is going to be big, and we did get a quote from Quinn after practice. I think the way we win about it and handled it. Lucky the medical group we have and the support system we have here. I think everything we did is how we wanted to play out, and now I'm a spot where I'm on the up and up. Getting Quinn Hughes back after this injury, getting him healthy and not rushing him back in was the best plan for this Canucks team, and as you can see, Quinn agreed with it as well. Getting him back into this lineup, getting him and Petey back into this lineup is going to be quite big for this team. And just looking at the lines with the lack of having Petey or Quinn in them has been a little rough. Looking at the defense, Brees Boys has stepped in. We see Soucy, Forbert, Myers, Juleson, and Desharnais. Getting Quinn back into this lineup is going to add such a spark to this top pairing and into the entire team. We've seen Tyler Myers hop onto the power play, but with Quinn back, we will see him take over PP1 and continue to take over PP1 as the season goes on. Now, looking at Petey himself as well, 34 games, 10 goals, 18 assists for 28 points. Getting Elias back in this lineup is going to be a huge part as well. Looking at the forward group, and there's no hate to anyone, Pius Suter, Teddy Bluger, or any of these players, but getting Elias Pettersson back in to boost this top six, to help out the top six with scoring after we've seen them shut out by the Nashville Predators, is going to be huge for this team. And I know there's trade rumors, which we will touch on soon, but getting Petey back in with his goal scoring ability and to get them back in the win column is going to be massive. Looking at the Vancouver Canucks over the stretch of December without Petey or without Quinn has not been great. We've seen the game before Christmas break. The Vancouver Canucks beat the San Jose Sharks 4-3. They continued on not to have both players, losing 5-4 against the Seattle Kraken, 3-1 against the Flames. They won the game against the Kraken in their revenge game going into January, but then they get shut out by one of the worst teams in the entire NHL in the Nashville Predators. The Montreal Canadiens have been having a hot run with this team as they're looking to get into the wildcard spot, but getting both players back would be a major boost for this team and help them out in getting on the win column. Looking at this, obviously you don't want to lose games and blow games to the Seattle Kraken. You don't want to lose to a rival in the Flames. You definitely don't want to be shut out against the Nashville Predators, who are one of the worst teams in the entire standings in the NHL and in the Western Conference. Having a 3-0 loss to them is a major upset, but getting both these players back into the lineup is going to be big. Where do you guys think they would fit best? I think PD's going to slide straight back in. Tocchet is going to shake these lines up a bit. We might see PDG and Garland stay on his wing, but I do think he's going to continue to shake these lines up to get back in the win column. I can't see him running these exact lines or pairings going into the next game, especially with how bad last game went. But where do you guys think they're going to fit? Because I think PD's going to slide straight back into that second line center, and we'll see Quinn jump right back in to the lefty on the first line. But let me know down in the comments, where would you like to see both players? What do you think the score of the game versus Montreal is going to be, especially if both players come back? Because in my opinion, this is almost a must-win. Not that it's going to change the season, but it could change the trajectory if both players come back and they do blow a massive game. But with that, we'll hop straight into the second topic, where we've seen Elliotte Friedman speak out on the trade rumors with the Vancouver Canucks. But we also get an update that should have Canucks fans pretty fired up and excited. Looking at this, we did see Elliotte Friedman go in, and I'm going to read through this kind of fast. You can pause and read it if you want. Other things I can tell you from making the calls, I think the Canucks do make a trade. They're going to need a center in return. I know the Canucks fans right now are concerned about the defense with Hughes and Hronek injured, but I believe the team has prioritized a center in return, more blue line, because obviously trading a center, one, you have to get one. So as part of the package, and you can pause this, you can work your way down. This is talking obviously about the JT Miller and Elias Pettersson situation, but we did get another update from Elliotte Friedman going in saying he has found no evidence that Pettersson or JT Miller has asked for a trade. Now, in my opinion, this is big. We know the rumors surrounding them. We know how there's reports coming out that they can't coexist in the locker room. We see this feud that the media has been talking about. I mean, we've talked about it. Everyone cannot stop talking about it. But seeing that both players seem they want to patch this out, they want to push through it. If the Canucks go on a huge losing streak, maybe they don't have much of a choice on it. But with both players, with Petey, with Miller, both of these guys not asking for a trade, does show that they want to work through this. They both want to stay in Vancouver. Now, this could change by the time I post this, but it does seem that both players want to stay with this organization. There's no evidence on them wanting a trade, which does make me think that the Canucks, for the time being, are at least going to try to continue running this out, and once they get healthy, hope everything fixes. But what's your guys' thoughts on both players not asking for a trade, or at least is showing no evidence they have? What's your thoughts on both Quinn and Pettersson coming back to this lineup? What do you think the score of the game is going to be? Let us know down in the comments. Way down there, leave a like, subscribe, share this with your friends. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode, so keep your eye out for that. But I've been your host, Mark, and take care.